This is IBM Museum. Back to show several more items that I got from VCF Southwest. Let me get back on the bench. And so, just like the projector cable, this item actually came in my van over from Las Cruces, from Edgar Digital, the stuff that Roger Jones brought to VCF Southwest. And I found this on the free table. And the two are related in a way, but let me show you this set. Now, it's interesting that this is actually on archive.org. People have gone through and imaged the disc, but they only imaged 2 of the 4 sets. There's a lot of discs to this. And so I've got the other disc in the pack that I was also able to image. So if that helps out anyone, that's great. Going through, this is the platform builder. And the first pack actually has the key code on the back. But on the archive.org, there's actually key codes that are listed there too. But this is disc 1 and 2, 3 and 4. And missing on archive.org was the from 5 and 6, 7 and 8. That was missing from the set that's there at archive.org. I'll give a link to where that is, by the way. There's 9, 10, and 11, which were also missing. And then the images resume once you get to this 12, 13, and 14. So there were 7 of the discs that were imaged, and they missed the sets that were right in the middle. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a pack that the 2 other in the middle got separated from the set or something like that. And I've gone through and I've scanned the manual as well. And this is just will be helpful for the Windows CE development, like we have on the thin clients. And I was really even surprised at the very specific nature of some of the, I don't know if it's an example here of talking about a very specific motherboard and even adapters in particular slots and things like that, memory sizes and particular IO addresses. And I don't know if that was just a particular author for the booklet that came up with a particular setup and really didn't test any other working arrangements or anything like that to it. But kind of interesting. So I've got that set. And as I said, I found this on the free table. And this has, so that was a great find. That was really very much like the, that would have normally, been associated very closely. And there's other packs of related material, the software development kits and things like that, that can be even downloaded from Microsoft that are out there. And probably the time I can go through and provide links for that as well. This, unlike the that other set of the platform builder, just has one CD-ROM, and it's a supplemental reference, an SDK for Windows CE. And so that's in one of the holders here. And then it's got, of course, the books. And it would normally take quite a while to go through and scan for these books. But ultimate reference and toolkit for Windows CE. But going through with a lot of coded examples and things like that. And this has the smell of new. We'll talk about smells with the other stuff. But this is typically what you'd see on the free table at the, in particular, I noticed at VCF Southwest seems to be, of course, I've had the most experience with the free table there. There was audio gear and all sorts of stuff that came on there, even systems that sell for money. One was a big 7400 series Dell system that had a video card in there and things like that. I have a scrapped out one, and I was looking at, well, maybe I could pack it in the van, and somebody else grabbed it, but that was fine. I didn't really have an interest in bringing it back and really combining the stuff into one big system, and who knows? I have systems like that anyway. But the books and other things that you'll find on the free table, like I've got in the box here, a lot of the time those are kind of really associated. I even have a box of the AIX 4.3, and it's got some student guides and things like that are bound and filled in. And I can probably pull those out and go through those as well in another episode, just to kind of show those. And I had to do an inquiry of saying, hey, are these things scanned or would they be of interest? Before being told, yeah, you probably need to grab those. Yeah. And I don't think there would have been an interest otherwise for anybody else to go through and grab those as well, but who knows? So on the regards to, I'll have to go through, and I think in the regards to smell, I'll get to some of them, but just one of the books, Office 95 Access reference, not really anything that was related there to each other, to another example that I found there, but there was some stuff for the Microsoft Windows Server 2003 Active Directory Enhanced. And even has clearance prices and things like that. But I got this one primarily for just since it was related to, and probably has some very good, helpful information here in there that can refresh kind of my memory of Active Directory and things like that. But I mostly got it because it's a complement to this. And this is the playing a Microsoft Windows Server 2003 Network Enhanced. And this is, of an interest to me for the fact of the what I've done so far with the RRAS, the Routing and Remote Access Service under Windows 2000. And that has sections in here, also has sections under DHCP, even though, and look, there's a CD. I think the other one even has the CD in there as well. I'll have to check out the CD contents, but just gives a little bit better examples and an overview of the RRAS and other services that I'm interested in kind of documenting out or fleshing out a little bit of showing those for the what I've done with like the token ring to Ethernet bridging concepts, a server going through and being set up and being able to bridge a token ring network onto Ethernet, and even a home network, in this case, to even internet enable those machines. Um, there were Visual Basic books. Okay. And I've got other Visual Basic. In fact, I have so many Visual Basic books myself. I could probably um, go through them, and there may be even some that I'm uh, need to reference or haven't looked at in a long time. And as I say, normally very related sorts of things with the COM Plus. In other words, this would be a person that has compiled these book sets, used them at one time for programming particular things in Visual Basic with the COM Plus aspect. Here's for COM ActiveX components with Visual Basic. So, um, and even whether these were somebody tried to sell them on clearance. I mean, some of these are used in reference to the smell, and I think it was one of the network books or something like that. When not so much on that one. Because I really had detected when I picked up the book, I was like, oh yeah, that was a smoker. that was learned from that. Here's another one relating to the VB com aspects. So I'm interested in kind of looking at that aspect. I thought it'd be very interesting. And the Visual Basic and SQL Server. So I have some SQL Server stuff I can check into, kind of see what I can do for some of the aspects to Visual Basic if I'm so inclined. Who knows whether I'll get into that, but at least I have the books to go through and to do that. So there are even more books. I saw on the free tables, I did see some stuff from that were obviously computer reset um, items as well that are still cycling around the Dallas area, and people have cached away and are bringing them in. But the free table aspect of, in particular, of VCF Southwest was just incredible. I mean, there were some incredible finds that people were putting out. Even in one case, a PS2 Model 80 that had 215 megabyte ESDI drives in there. I mean, just incredible for the fact that that system could be sold out there, a working system like that. And probably there's individuals that be willing to pay a couple $100, myself included. There's some components that could be very tempting in that for all that. But just amazing for the fact that that's brought in and set out on the free table for someone to pick up and take home and go through and check. So it's a part of the draw to the Vintage Computer Federation. When I attended VCF East years ago, I also enjoyed the free table there and picked up some items, even though that was packing them back across the country as well in the rental vehicle as well. But that's what it is. I think I picked up a real big IBM server or something that was free, or maybe that was I had to pay a little bit of money for that. I don't know. But I just thought I'd show a little bit more of the items I picked up at BCF Southwest. And that is all I have for now. This is IBM Museum. Thank you. Bye-bye.